Hello and welcome to Yoga for Sleep. Tonight we're going to be focusing on our hips. We tend to carry a lot of stress in our hips, so hopefully stretching them out a little bit can promote some better sleep and maybe reduce some back pain. So some optional props that you can have is just a pillow. Any pillow will do, and then either a yoga block or a big textbook. And if you don't have either of those, don't worry about it. We can make do. And when you're ready, you can just make your way down onto your back into a comfortable laying position. Maybe spreading out your legs and your arms onto the mat, either palms facing up or facing down. And just starting to breathe. Maybe inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Maybe placing your hands on top of your stomach, so as you inhale, maybe feeling your stomach push up against your hands. And as you exhale, feeling your stomach drop down towards the mat. Then if you'd like, you can explore counting your breath. So as you inhale, maybe counting to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you exhale, maybe counting to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just taking a few more moments here. When you're ready, maybe gently opening your eyes if they were closed and bending your knees, bringing the soles of your feet to the mat. Bringing your legs about hip width apart, spreading your arms out wide, bringing your pillow to the left side of your legs. And then as you exhale, dropping your knees down to the left, going into a supine twist. Maybe looking out at your right hand, lengthening through your twist a little bit more. Or if you have a different twist variation you prefer, you can go into that. Just taking a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, bringing your knees back up to center. Bringing that pillow to your right side. And then as you exhale, dropping your knees over to the right side. Finding your supine twist. And maybe bringing your gaze out towards your left hand. Or going into a different twist variation that you prefer. And taking a few breaths here, maybe still noticing your stomach rise as you inhale and drop back down as you exhale. And then your next inhale, bringing your knees back up to center. And then bringing your knees into your armpits, wrapping your arms on the outsides of your shins, going into gentle happy baby pose. Maybe pulling your knees out slightly wider if you like. And then maybe gently rocking back and forth. Or just finding stillness for a few breaths. And then when you're ready, extending your legs long. And next we'll move into banana pose. So bringing your arms parallel with your body, palms facing down. As you inhale, pushing your palms into the mat and lifting your hips up and then dropping them towards the right side, keeping both hips onto the mat here. Bringing your arms up over your head and clasping opposite elbow. And then maybe you're already feeling a side stretch on the right side of your body. If you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, you can kind of start to curve your upper body more to the left, or starting to move your feet a little bit more to the left until you find a stretch that's good for you, and possibly for a little bit more stretch, crossing your right ankle over your left. And then taking a few breaths here, both shoulder blades on the ground. Gaze up towards the ceiling, maybe gently closing your eyes. Maybe noticing your breath and extending your exhalations longer than your inhalations, activating your parasympathetic nervous system, in charge of calming your body. And then on your next exhale, slowly releasing your hands back towards your sides, uncrossing your right ankle, and then pushing your hands into the mat, lifting your hips back up to center. And then on your next inhale, pressing your hands into the mat again and lifting up your hips and dropping them down towards the left, keeping both hips and shoulder blades on the ground, bringing your arms up over your head, clasping opposite elbow, making your way into banana shape on the opposite side. Maybe starting to move your upper body a little bit more towards the right and your feet a little bit more towards the right if you'd like. Possibly crossing that left ankle over the right and feeling a stretch on the left side of your body. Gaze up towards the ceiling, or maybe gently closing your eyes. And breathing here. Maybe still inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And on your next exhale, bringing your hands back down towards your hips, uncrossing your ankles, and as you inhale, lifting your hips up high, coming back towards center, and then gently log rolling over onto your stomach, and then working your way up into a tabletop position with your hips above your knees and your shoulders above your wrists. And then next we'll move into frog position. You begin to bring your knees out wide onto the mat till you feel a stretch that's for you in the insides of your thighs. And as you inhale, lengthen through your spine. And then if you'd like, you can maybe walk your hands a little bit farther forward, or even going down onto your elbows, finding what's right for you. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and round the back of your neck, releasing so there's not any wrinkles in it. And then taking a few breaths here. Then on your next inhale, lengthening through the spine and walking your hands back closer to your body, working your way back into your tabletop position. Then drawing your big toes together and bringing your knees wide on the mat again for extended child's pose. Maybe you'd like to take your pillow and place it on top of your heels. And then as you extend your arms, reaching forward and letting your hips sink down on top of your pillow. And as you exhale, melting your chest and your forehead into the mat. Taking a few deep breaths here. Then on your next inhale, just gently looking up and walking your hands over to the left side. And then as you exhale, melting your chest and your forehead towards the mat again. And if you want a little bit more of a stretch, maybe placing your left hand or your right hand on top of your left and taking a few deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, coming up a little bit, walking over towards the right side with your hands. And then as you exhale, melting back down into the mat, possibly placing your left hand on top of your right. And breathing here. And on your next inhale, slowly coming up, working your way back towards center. And then walking your hands back closer into your body. And then sweeping your legs around in front of you and extending them. And if you have a pillow, placing it on top of your lap, maybe curling it up, keeping your toes pointed towards you here. And as you inhale, lengthen through your spine. And as you exhale, gently start to fold over your pillow. Working with your breath a little if you like. As you inhale, you can keep lengthening through your spine. And exhale, maybe folding over a little bit more. And until you found a stretch for you, maybe where you feel a good stretch in the back of your legs and your hamstrings, rounding the back of your neck. Just holding your pillow into your body. Maybe gently closing your eyes and breathing here. Maybe as you inhale, feeling your stomach press up against your pillow. And as you exhale, feeling your stomach fall away from your pillow. And if you're resting one cheek on your pillow, switching over onto the other cheek. Or if you're looking forward, feel free to just keep looking forward. Slowly bringing your neck back towards center, keeping your chin tucked. On your next inhale, slowly start to roll yourself up vertebrae by vertebrae until you're all the way upright, and then rolling your shoulders gently back and releasing your chin. And then working your way down into a laying position on your back again. Having your knees bent about hip width apart with the soles of your feet on the mat to start. And then crossing your right ankle over your left thigh, working your way into supine pigeon. Maybe you're already starting to feel a stretch in your right hip. So maybe you'd like to stay here. Or if you'd like to go a little bit further, you can clasp your hands behind your left thigh and start hugging that thigh into you and pushing your right knee towards the wall in front of you, keeping both ankles flexed here with your toes pointed towards your shins to protect your knees. Taking a few breaths here. Then on your next exhale, slowly releasing your left foot down to the mat, keeping your right ankle where it is. And if you have your yoga block or your thick book, maybe getting it ready, putting it to your left side, and then pretending your ankle is glued on top of your left thigh here. As you exhale, dropping down your right foot and your left knee down towards the left side of the mat, going into an IT band stretch. Maybe your foot is finding its way on top of the block just for a little bit extra support, or you can work your foot all the way down to the mat, maybe taking your left hand and wrapping it around your right ankle Maybe feeling a stretch anywhere from the outside of your right hip all the way down to the outside of your right knee, keeping both shoulder blades on the ground here. Taking a few deep breaths. And then releasing your hand from your ankle, keeping your ankle glued to your thigh. On your next inhale, slowly coming up out of the stretch the same way you went in it. And exhale, slowly release your right foot down to the mat. And as you inhale, crossing your left ankle over your right thigh, getting ready for supine pigeon on the opposite side. Maybe you're already feeling enough stretch in your left hip here, or if you'd like, lifting up your right foot and wrapping your hands behind your right thigh, keeping both toes flexed towards your shins here, and breathing, maybe gently closing your eyes, relaxing the muscles in your face. And then on your next exhale, slowly releasing your right foot back down to the mat. Maybe getting your block or your book ready on the opposite side. And then as you exhale, dropping your left foot and your right knee down towards the right side of your mat or on top of your block, and possibly taking your right hand and wrapping it around your left ankle, keeping both shoulder blades on the ground, possibly noticing a stretch anywhere from the outside of your left hip all the way down to the outside of your left knee. And breathing here. And then on your next inhale, slowly coming up out of the pose the same way you went into it. And as you exhale, dropping your left foot down towards the mat. And then going into restorative pose by bringing your feet wide onto the mat, maybe toes slightly pointed inwards, and then collapsing your knees onto each other. Maybe noticing the weight of your left knee onto your right, and vice versa. Just taking a few breaths here. Then we're working our way into our last posture in before Savasana, bringing the soles of your feet together and bringing your knees wide onto the mat for a supine butterfly. Maybe noticing a stretch in the insides of your thighs. And as you exhale, maybe feeling your knees work their way closer to the mat. Maybe Maybe gently closing your eyes, placing your hands on top of your stomach, feeling your breath again. As you inhale, feeling your stomach rise. And exhale, feeling your stomach drop. Maybe starting to notice any differences in your body from the beginning of the practice and until now. And then when you're ready, extending your legs wide onto your mat, letting your feet hang open into Savasana, maybe keeping your hands onto your stomach or placing your arms down onto your mat. Maybe counting your breath again, possibly counting to 4 as you inhale. And 6 as you exhale. Relaxing the muscles in your face. Relaxing that space in between your eyebrows. Relaxing your jaw, maybe letting your mouth hang slightly open with your tongue away from the roof of its mouth. And maybe just noticing the stillness for a few more moments. And please stay in Savasana for as long as you'd like, but I'll end the video now. So please have a good evening and rest well. Thank you.